Hello, hello, Inter 1 students. Let's see the grammar part and the activities referring to this grammar from Unit 5A. It's an easy thing to do because you're very familiar with this, okay? This is sort of a review, okay? Big revision of past tenses, okay? Simple past, past continuous, and past perfect. Very well. So, this first part here, make it bigger. This first part here is only the simple past. People, the simple past is something that's completed and somehow it is isolated, right? It is not something that goes on, it's something static in the past, right? You can even have a sequence, but it's static, okay? Oh, they were in Mexico in 2016, all right? South African won the race, right? So they were running and a South African won the race. The plane didn't arrive on time. That's a negative. Please remember that in the past, you only use the real past, right? The past of the verb in affirmative sentences, right? In negatives and in questions, you don't use the past of the verb. Why? Because you use did, okay? So in affirmative sentences, you use the past of the verbs. However, in negative sentences, because you use didn't, then the verb is in its original form, all right? And in questions, in the same way, because you use did, you don't need to use the past of the verb because did is already pointing into the past, all right? So this is all about the past simple, okay? The past continuous is an easy thing too. The past continuous is usually when there are two activities in the past, right? Or a certain moment in the past. For example, you are, let's say this is a timeline, right? And you are speaking about a certain moment, let's say 6 a.m., no, 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m., right? This is a moment in the past, okay? This is yesterday. So you say, at 6 p.m., I was watching TV, I was working out, I was reading a book, I was using my mobile, okay? At 6 p.m., I was doing this. But why do I say that, okay? Because I started before 6 p.m., right? At 6 p.m., I was still doing it, right? And I probably went a little further than 6 p.m. doing that activity. Okay, so it was one activity in progress for a certain time. And at that moment, I was still doing it. So it was still going on. All right. So this is the first moment. The second moment when you use the past continuous is when, let's say, when you are doing one activity, any activity, right? And at a certain moment, another activity happens during that activity. So, for example, I was having a shower. I was having a shower when you called. So you called here, but I was still having a shower, right? For example, another example, right? My father was sleeping when his brother arrived, okay? So my father sleeping, his brother arrives here, but my father goes on sleeping for a little while, all right? So when two things happen at the same time, so one was ongoing, was going on, right? And the other happened later on. Well, you can also use the past continuous, okay? The past continuous in a different way, like two past continuous, for example, when you use the word while. So she was reading a book while I was cooking dinner, right? So They were jogging on the beach while I was working. All right. So you can also do this, right? So this is all about the past continuous. Then you have the examples here. What were you doing at 6 o'clock last night? Okay. I was driving along the motorway when it started snowing, right? Eu estava dirigindo na autoestrada quando começou a nevar. While I was doing the housework, the children were playing in the garden, okay? Enquanto eu fazia as tarefas domésticas, as crianças brincavam. It was a cold night and it was raining. I was watching TV in the living room. Oh, very poetic. Okay, and people, to finish this part, we have the past perfect. Well, past perfect is easy to understand, maybe a little hard to make use of it, but it's easy to understand. Look, the past perfect, you have two actions finished in the past, okay? They are finished in the past, but you want to connect them somehow. So the first activity is in the past perfect. The second activity is in the past simple, okay? For example, I had left when Susie arrived at my house, okay? At my home, right? So I had left. Então, primeiro eu saí, depois Suzy chegou, right? Então, I had left, right? Eu já tinha saído quando ela chegou, right? So this is how you use the past perfect. Had, done, okay, had. For example, when my wife woke up, I had finished breakfast. Okay, when she woke up, I had finished breakfast. Okay, what happened first? First, I finished breakfast. Then she woke up. Okay, when she woke up, I had finished. All right. So this is how it goes. Let's read here. So when they turned on the TV, the match had already finished. Okay. Quando eles ligaram a TV, a partida já tinha acabado, né? O que aconteceu primeiro? A partida acabou. Só então eles ligaram a TV. Ok? Então aquilo que acontece primeiro fica no past perfect. It's a very natural course. As soon as I shut the door, I realized that I had left my keys on the table. Right? And finally, we couldn't get to table in a restaurant because we hadn't booked. Ok? Porque não tínhamos reservado. Ficamos sem comer. É a tradução disso aí. Huh? Very well, so you have a little observation here, right, about it. And here, people, you are mixing things. Okay, so this is an example of mixing things. Very well, yes, I hope you got it. Now, over here, you have the activities over here. Or when the teacher collected the exam papers, he saw that Robbie had cheated. Okay, he saw Robbie had cheated. Okay, Rob tinha colado, right? Very feio, Robbie. I never cheated in my life, never. Only when necessary. Oh, they didn't play well in the match, although, okay, didn't play past, right? Although they had trained, right? They trained a lot, but they didn't play well, okay? Had trained. Mike had an accident as he had an accident as he was cycling to work. I left work early because I wanted, right? Hey, this is important too, right? I wanted to watch the match, right? Esse to watch the match deveria estar sem marcar aqui. But okay, right? Because I wanted to watch the match. People, look, remember that some verbs will never go to the continuous tense, not to the present continuous, past continuous, present perfect continuous, future, okay, no continuous. For example, want, know, need, remember, forget, Okay, and many others. Understand, right? They don't take can, etc. They don't take ing in the, I mean, continuous, in the continuous. They take ing, but they don't take the continuous, okay, except for can, right? So want is impossible to use, wanting. This doesn't exist, all right? There was a lot of traffic, and when we arrived, the match já tinha terminado, right? Had already started, tinha começado. The captain, and he goes when the referee sent him off, okay? Ele ainda não tinha marcado nenhum gol, right? He hadn't. Okay, so I'm getting two past actions and I'm connecting them. My son got injured while he was playing, right? When the snowstorm started, we stopped skiing, right? And went to the hotel. Right? England, any of their previous games when they played in the quarterfinal. Okay, England hadn't lost, ainda não tinha perdido, né? Nenhum das partidas anteriores, hadn't lost. The referee suspended the match because it was raining so hard, right? Some of these things, people, are not really rule, but it's so obvious, right? That it will be, okay, it becomes something natural, right? This is not an easy thing. Let me see how it goes. It's here, right? So people, take a screenshot of this, okay? This is how you should answer that part, right? Because we can't get the answers from this kind of exercise, all right? Great. Yeah? Very well. So this is all about the correction of the grammar part, unit 5. Okay, all right? This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. See you next class.